Hello, everyone, and welcome to the session. First of all, thanks you for allowing me to speak up about a topic that is very close to my heart, a kind of a passion project these days, which is content marketing. Now, I teach digital in the universities as part of the master's curriculum, and every semester I come across students who basically have two things in common. One is they are all extremely curious. They all want to know what this content marketing is. And secondly, they all have a very confused, I would say, distorted view about content marketing. Now, that kind of misconception or distortions is dangerous because that is like the seed for all kinds of future digital marketing mistakes. And that's why this session is very timely. And the topic of today's session is there are so many mistakes that we make in content marketing. Which one happened to be the biggest of them all? Right. So at this point, please allow me to share my screen. And I'll take you through a short presentation. Just a moment, please. Okay. Now, this story of starts with a character and a conflict, like every good story does. Okay. The character in question on the one side of the screen is a cute, white, chubby, marshmallow-like this character. Uh, and the question that kind of starts this presentation is, what does this character has in common with some of the most technically sophisticated, world-renowned, celebrated chefs like Gordon Ramsay? What do they have in common? The common thread between them is a brand, and the brand in question is Michelin. Now, Michelin Man, of course, the character represent Michelin tire, and the restaurant reference or the chef reference that I was giving was actually about the Michelin star. And Michelin star, as I'm sure you all know, is the most recognized and celebrated restaurant and chef rating and calibration system in the world. So, of course, Michelin Man represents Michelin tire, Michelin star represents Michelin. So so they both come from the same brand. But what we may not know is actually they are both coming from the same brand strategy, a tire and and a rating system, same strategy of selling more tires. Now it happens that Andre and Edouard Michelin in the early 1900s, the legendary owners of Michelin tire, came up with this actually quite brilliant idea, which is um, they would list down all the restaurant names in a guide. Okay, so what are the best restaurant, where they are located, what's good in them. So they would put them in a guide, and they'll give it to people. So that what happens is that once you have those guides, they will take your car and go to all those restaurants. You will be traveling so much, and of course, the more you travel, the more your tires go through wear and tear, and the more they go through wear and tear, you need more tires. So actually, quite a brilliant idea. And to bring that to life, what they did is they printed 35,000 copies of the first ever Michelin guide, Michelin star guide, and they distributed it for free. Now, what they were claiming is that they were helping people to choose restaurant and food, but what they're really doing actually is selling tires, and that is what content marketing is all about. Okay, and this happens to be one of the earliest, as most famous content marketing examples that we have come across. Now, before we go much deeper, let's try to understand what this content marketing is. Okay, content marketing, as I call it, is creation and communication of any kind of content with a clear objective and a clear audience in mind. Now, this is not a new digital era phenomenon. Content marketing was there even when we had traditional marketing, or even when traditional marketing was the ruler of the land. All right. So, but what happened is that the rise of search engine optimization and social media marketing put content marketing kind of like a front and center of everything. Right now, what's happening is that whenever anyone, anywhere, or anytime has a query in her head, she just launches a search, some kind of search intent. And content marketing comes as a direct response to that search intent in that particular moment. So there, as you can all see, these search engine optimization, content marketing, and social media marketing, they're all part of the same ecosystem, and they're all getting popular pretty much at the same time. Now, the question comes, is content marketing popular and effective? Now, yes, the answer is yes. What research tells us is that out of the total marketing budget, approximately 27% of the entire budget is being spent behind content marketing. Now, if you look into really good organization, they actually push that number towards 40%. And out of those 40%, one third, they usually spend it behind content creation alone. Okay. Now, content marketing being such a new and ever changing area, it's expected that there will be a lot of mistakes. So from the top of my head, I can talk about a few, like the one what we're showing in the picture, is that one of the most common mistakes, sorry, in content marketing is that we treat search engine optimization, social media marketing, and content marketing in an isolated way, not in an integrated way, not at all. Now, this is a mistake. For example, if a if an influencer does not practice content marketing, then all her content or all her posts are just like a collection of beautiful pictures without meeting any sustainable commercial goal. At the same time, if a content marketer is not collaborating with an influencer, then all his beautiful content will never reach a wider audience to meet the commercial goal. So they kind of go hand in hand. They need to work in an integrated way. The second common mistake in content marketing is that usually we do a lot of this without having a very clear idea who our audience is. Now, sorry. Um, Content marketing or good content marketing usually solves some kind of audience problem. So if you're not very clear, or if you're not talking to a very specific audience in mind, your content will neither solve any problem nor will resonate with anyone. Right? Another common problem, a quite widespread one, is that people perceive that content marketing is very tactical and ad hoc. That's why it does not lead to be very long term or strategic in nature. Again, a point of warning: if that's what you think, the challenge is that your content will look like a collection of isolated and different kind of posts instead of all coming from a very consistent voice or a consistent brand. Now, these are all big and genuine problems in content marketing, but uh, they don't happen to be the biggest problem of all in content marketing. In my humble opinion, the biggest problem in content marketing today is that we run content marketing just like we have run advertising in exactly the same way. Now, now, I can see a lot of people in the audience at this point saying, okay, like, wait up, wait up. Uh, isn't advertising and content marketing the same thing? The answer to that question is no. They're similar, but they're not the same. In fact, content marketing has more in common with another sibling of traditional marketing era, not advertising, but it was called, or it is called, public relations or PR. They had more in common. Now, content marketing came as a kind of like an evolution from all the advertising learnings and shortcomings we have accumulated over the years. So, what are these shortcomings that advertisement had that we're trying to learn from? The most important one probably is that a good advertisement, being so good or effective, actually sells the brand. That's all great. The problem is we as audience and consumer do not like to be sold. So that's why whenever someone pitches an advertising to us, we just have our guard up and we said, okay, let's see what's happening. The second problem is there is just too much advertising these days. All throughout history, wherever there's advertisement, we just did not have any option but to see through them, or wait through them, and bear with it. But that's not the case now. Audience now has too much power and too much information, so they just can opt out from the advertisement and focus on anything else that they were actually more interested in. All right. Thirdly, advertisement, or rather a good advertisement, is making all sort of claims, but audience just does not believe it anymore. Consumers are smart. They know that through an advertisement, advertising is just a beautiful framework through which a brand is trying to talk directly to them and trying to oversell them, because they want to convince them by saying that, look how this brand is better than all the other brands. So they know it. So the moment the advertisement starts, what they do is that they again have their guard up. They look in it from a very cynical point of view. And the moment advertisement ends, they pick up the phone and they call a friend, and they ask, okay, did you use that product or the brand, or how was it? Right? Now, content marketing came as a response from all these learnings. Okay. And their content marketing's heart and soul is in a different place than advertisement heart and soul. Like, for example, advertisement advertisement is more direct, whereas content marketing is more subtle. Advertisement is focused on product or the service. Content marketing is focused on the story. Advertisement its strength is its business focus. Content marketing strength is authenticity. A good advertisement starts with a good consumer insight, but a good content market not only looks at a consumer as a business objective to be met, but the really good content marketing is actually human centric, not just consumer centric. Sorry. Let me give you an example. Suppose you come across a prospect who is looking for a burger. Now, if you're an advertiser, you would make this beautiful advertisement of your burger, and you highlight all the reasons why the, the prospect should choose your burger. That's very direct and very effective. But the challenge is the prospect is not looking for your burger. The prospect looking for some kind of solution that may or may not be a burger right at that moment, right? So what the content marketer would do is that she will take, let's say, 5 different burgers from the same locality, and she will review all of them in a video content and say what's good and what's not so good in any one of them, right? And push a certain burger brand. Now, out of those 5 burger brands, only one of them is the one that she is trying to sell. All right. Now, notice the difference in tone. Notice the difference in approach. Right? Got it? But let's look at another example, this time side by side. Now, on one side, you have an advertisement. On the other side, you have a content marketing. Right? Why so? Uh, if you're advertising, like what's happening on one side of the screen, what you would say that if you want to sunbathe, if you want to do all of these beautiful things, you have to be hot like me. So that's very direct, right? But it's selling the benefit, but it's very direct. But if you want to do content marketing, you would say, be a sunflower. Now, we all know that a sunflower likes to be in the sun, and it actually likes to look at the sun or point at the sun, just like the lady in the picture is doing, looking at the sun. So she is still selling her look, but not talking directly about her look. She's talking about the benefits of being in the sun, right? So again, notice the difference. Now, at this point, people may get confused, right? They say, does that mean that content marketing is all about being artistic and creative and without having any commercial objective? The answer is, again, no. Content marketing has very specific, very commercial goals, even if it appears that they don't have any. In fact, really good content marketing kind of seems like they're not trying to sell anything. They're trying to either entertain or educate, right? And the other point I like to make here is that content marketing is a long-term process. It's a very structured, deliberate process which does not try to create a customer from day one. So firstly, it tries to grab attention by solving a consumer problem or trying to gain attention by doing something different or interesting. Then then the content marketer tries to engage the audience by by creating some kind of him or positioning himself as some kind of authority figure, or trying to solve a problem, or trying to collaborate. And only once the relationship reaches a certain level of trust, then the content marketer tries to convert the audience into a paid customer, right? So this is how content marketers turns an audience into a prospect into a customer, and a customer eventually a fan that promotes your brand on behalf of you, right? So the key point here, or the key word here, is trust. Okay, content marketing is trust, like front and center. You need to earn trust first. Whereas advertising is often is very short term, quick, direct, business focus. Okay, so that's the subtle difference between the two. Now, nothing celebrates this difference of approach or difference in tone like the a traditional advertising era tool like celebrity endorsement, and a digital era tool like influencer marketing. Okay, now let's look into the celebrity endorsement. Now, celebrity, this is a very controversial topic, right? I mean, there are so many people in favor and then so many people against celebrity endorsement. Like, I can totally see that. I mean, celebrity endorsement can draw attention towards the brand. It can create a certain image for the brand. It can also convince the followers of the celebrity to change their mind and adopt the brand. So these are all very good. At the same time, uh, celebrity endorsement is very expensive. It sometimes overshadows the brand, and also because it's so expensive, the ROI is questionable. And the audience, being more smart, they know the celebrity is being paid to advocate the brand, so they don't always believe them. All right, so these are the shortcoming of celebrity endorsement that influencer marketing took and tried to learn from and evolve. Now, to do proper effective influencer marketing, someone has to meet two conditions, only two. One, the influencer has to be a niche subject matter expert. All right. Secondly, whenever the influencer is trying to pitch or talk to the audience, she must have the ability to influence them. That's because she's an influencer. So that's why it's very important for influencers, when they're trying to promote a brand, not to come across as someone who's trying to sell it directly. All right, that's very advertising like. Now let me give you an example. For example, an influencer is trying to sell a shampoo. Now if she holds the shampoo like this and say this is the reason why you should buy them because of A, B, C, D reasons, that's very advertising like. It's very direct. It has a role, but what happens is that by doing that, the impact of the influencer starts to erode. The trust factor starts to erode because the audience feels the celebrity or the endorser or the influencer is a sellout, right? Instead, what she can do is that she can tell her audience, look, let's have a sneak peek of what is there in my closet. And when she tries to give that insider look to her audience of what's in her closet, and voila, there happened to be the brand that she's trying to promote. Now, this is very clever and subtle, and this is content marketing, right? So, at the end of the day, let me close this now. Sorry, just give me a moment. At the end of the day, all right, content marketing and advertising is not exactly the same. Content marketing is something that is learning from advertising mistakes and trying to evolve. That is the key takeaway I would like you guys to take from this session, which I hope has been helpful. So thank you for being with me for last 9-10 minutes, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.